Did I do it? Did I make it? I was like, you know how you kind of be doing a little something, something going around and you're doing, and then you look up and it's like, oh shit, damn, it's already that time. Well, I hope you're having a fantastic planting the seeds for 11/11. Yes, it's been a very busy educational day. Learning things and putting things into perspective and really stepping into really planting the seeds of right now. So I'm going to put here galactic spiral light. No, hold on a second. Galacticspiralight.com. And come on now. And galactic. Hold on a second. Ignore that one, gal. I didn't even get a chance to finish typing. Galactic spiral light book. Okay, it's on Amazon. That didn't come out right. Can I get rid of that? Oh yeah, I can. Oh, look at that. Yes. I was wondering if I could get rid of that part. Okay. All right, lovely. So I'm going to come on, and if someone shows up, great. If nobody shows up, it'll just be a message for what today is. Because I left communication early enough in the community. So always, always go and check out the community for some messages. I'll leave things there. I've just really this year started using the community. I never used to use it very much, but now I'm just kind of like, oh, well, I need to start using that a little bit more. And there's just so much going on today. So this is all about a medicine read. If you hear me clearing my voice, it's because I had something super spicy. Yeah. And I'm like, oh God, I ate that. And then it was super salty. I couldn't even finish it. It was so salty. It was salmon, smoked salmon. And it was from Alaska. It was a little bit too salty. I'm like, damn, that's salty. So I didn't finish it. So it's got my body doing some weird stuff. So, how many of you have people coming into your dreams visiting you? Like trying to get you to do something that they want you to do because they're in your dreams. And what I mean by this is like, say like it's somebody coming up in your dreams from an old job place and they're wanting you to come back but they're using the dream world to do it, to get you to come back. But they wanted to look innocent, like they didn't physically come to you, but they're messing with you in your dream world. So I am just saying, tonight's the night that will be a contract break again. I've done a lot of contract breaks with these particular individuals, and for some reason, they just keep thinking that they should come up in my dream space. And one time, somebody came up in my dream space and just kept bothering me and was doing some things that was not okay. And I warned him to stop it, and he didn't stop. He came in, snuck in, and this is why is you have to know who is in your circle, because like I said, sometimes certain medicine people are hunting for other people who have gifts just so they can be pulling energy from you and leeching energy from you. So I warned this person in the dream world, and this person came back in and it was on. And let's just put it this way, that person's never come back in my dream world again. Never. Okay. So you have to be careful. Say, like, if you were someone that goes out and start trouble with people, be cautious because you don't know who you're stirring up that trouble with. Okay. Be cautious. Be cautious. That's why it's always good. If it's a misunderstanding or something, then, handle it and take care of that. But you have to be cautious on people getting into your dream space. Hi, darling. Hi, darling. Getting into your dream space. Because as long as they feel that they can sneak in and be pulling on your energy in a certain way, you're going to have to take care of that. You can't just ignore it. Okay. You really can't. You got to take care of that. And you ask your divine team, what do you need to do to work with that? Because your team will tell you what to do. But because of who I am and how old my soul really is, yeah, the meeting was over. It's like that person will not be coming in my space anymore. But these particular individuals love to come in and they alternate. These particular beings like to alternate. It might be this person one time, then this other person comes in that's still associated with this person, and then another one comes in and still associated with this person. So I have warned thee to stay out of my space. And if you are watching me right now, you know you're the one that's doing it. You've been warned. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Right about now, you're laughing. You see how I do that? I just kind of go into it, and then I come right out and say, "How you doing? How's everything?" Yeah, see, I can be, yeah. This is the side you want to be on. You don't want to be on this side. This could be like, I don't know, Darth Vader. I don't know. Seth, I won't play the game of Luke. I'm your father. No, 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 no. And then there's a happy me. This timeline, or hi, this timeline. This one or this one. All right. It's gonna be a long day. All right, all right, all right. So I wanted to take the time today to really talk about something. When we are in an energy of the number 11 with the ones, it's always like starting new. It's like a new beginning, it's a new slate, but it's also a very powerful energy. And because this number actually turned right back into itself, is signature of this is a doorway. This is a door to go into. Once you step through this door, this 11, this door, once you step through this door, What are you going to bring with you? What are you setting your intentions with? What are you creating? What are you bringing in? So I was listening to, God, what was this astrologer's name? It was somebody new I never heard of before, and he came up on my thing, and I really, really, really like his energy. He was so nice. Sorry, Siri. Can't remember his name. It was just one of those moments. You know how at nighttime you just kind of clicking through your phone, and I was just rolling through and I saw this. And I was like, oh, who is this? Never heard of this person. And I never heard of him, but obviously he must be the bomb.com because he talks very calm, he talks very soothing, and he talks with the energy of clarity, very clear and precise in what he says. And I just loved the way he presented the material that he was talking about and how he, as an astrologer, a lot of people they'll say this is going to be like this is going to be like this, da, 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 don't do this, don't do that. He literally takes you in to take a look, but walks you through very gently and tells you now this might not be a good time to be hanging out with people who do this. You might not want to be drinking today and tomorrow and the next day. Why this portal's open right now. This is not a good time to be doing that because these are very high energies that are coming in. And whatever you're aligning yourself, I mean, he was just like boom, boom, boom. I really, really was liking him. God, what is his name? Siri? Now I gotta look because I can't remember what it is. He's here on YouTube. I just never came across him. Oh, wait, what happened? Where'd it go? There it is. Master Siri Arkashanana? Shana? Hope I said that right. His last name is Akarshana. I think Priestess Aset Ra Ama had it on her thing, and then I was like, "Who's that?" And then after I looked at that, I was like, oh, "Okay." And then another thing, when I clicked out, another thing popped up on him, and he had just finished talking about the 11/11 on his previous day, and I was like, "Okay." So his information was really nice, and I really like. He comes. It's almost like he's talking from a very deep wisdom way. You have to look at it to see. I can't describe it, but I really like his approach and how he's talking. It's a very good approach. So anyway, I liked what he had to say, and he was really putting some very good awareness out there. And it's true for anything. If you were preparing for medicine, if you were doing ayahuasca, if you were doing Sundance, if you were doing a woman's gathering, you're not going to want to be out drinking and doing everything on this day and the day after because this is high energy time. Just going out to go do some grocery shopping before coming on and just stepping out, it was so crystal clear yet again. And I said, okay, this is about seventh or eighth dimensional energy right here because it's so diamond, crystal light, just awesome. And then Kalina Malar, um, who I just love you, Kalina. She just recently got back from Egypt and she did a 11/11 activation. And I highly suggest if you're into light language and you want to get your DNA online and activated energetically, please go watch her live that she did earlier. And she really had some wonderful um, activations that she put in her teaching today. And the activation was on the spine, the golden spine. Now, I remember when she talked about it before, and when she said, when your spine is becoming renewed and what your spine goes through, this popping and the soreness and all of that, But boy, the activation that she did today was just, you need to go check out that video. There's a lot of good things that you should partake in today that can help you anchor in this energy of as we go forward. In these next 3 months, even though winter comes in and everything goes quiet and the sap returns back deep into the tree and everything goes still, we're still in this place of inwardness, reflection, and contemplation, planting the seeds of what do I want to do? What is it that I really want to cultivate? How am I talking to myself? How am I uniting with myself? What is my conversation with the divine? How am I communicating with the divine? What am I seeing that's a reflection on the outside of me? What do I want to see for myself come next year? You know, when spring comes in, when that door turns, when that wheel turns again, what is it that I want to see? You know, it's in the dead of winter when we go into that winter solstice period when it gets still and your mind is just on that quietness and you have to really reflect on what you really want to have for yourself. What is it that you really want to bring in for your life? And not being afraid to start over. I think sometimes what happens to a lot of us, we get stuck. I have been there, trust me. I only teach what I have been through because that's the medicine. I am teaching from a place of what I've experienced because now I've gone through it. I have the answer to what I went through because I had to look for the answer. But the main thing is when we go through something, when you feel stuck, you're looking at yourself and you're saying, God, you know, I feel really like I'm not moving, like I'm stuck or something, or, you know, um, what do I need to do? And this is the time I'm like, I can't tell you how many journals I have. And I know sometimes we can get a little bit techie lazy where we just go ahead and just type it out on our laptops or type it in our phone. But I really enjoy when I sit down and I use a pen and paper and I'm writing because it's that divine connection. That's something you don't get as easy when you're doing it with pen and paper. You don't get the same effect when you're doing it on a laptop or the same effect on the phone. It's just that that energy of flow comes through you when you're writing, when you're contemplating, when you're really in that flow and you're letting things flow. So one of the things I want to encourage you tonight to do, you got until if you're on the east, if you are on the west coast, you have until 11 o'clock tonight to do this. If you're on the east coast, what time is it? You have maybe another hour or two to do it. Um, Yeah, I think so. I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, wait a minute. So you want to take this time and write out energies that you want to break the contract with. Okay, breaking contract energies. I talked about this in my other video. S- You did the stating of it. You talked about I'm breaking the contract with lack, breaking the contract with scarcity, I'm breaking the contract with um, lack of abundance or poor health. I'm breaking a contract to this. I consent to these energy timelines no more. Okay. Now take it one step further and write it says, I am no longer consenting to this. Is that, or just straight up saying, I do not consent to this anymore. I do not consent to lack. I do not consent to this. I do not. I don't want you to use the am part of it because that is a part of our creational energy, depending on how you use it. But when we're uncreating something or we're getting rid of something, I don't consent to this anymore. I do not consent to this anymore. You see the difference? You hear that finalized energy in it? It's finalized. It's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not consenting to this anymore. Okay. I don't consent to this. I don't consent to that. I don't consent to lack. I don't consent. I don't consent to ancestral or generational, my mother and father's old beliefs of money and financial limitations. Okay. This is a really good time to get in there and just do this blockage, unblocking the self, unblocking the belief. And as you're doing that, your eyes are seeing it, you're hearing yourself when you write it out. And now your mind, your subconscious and your super subconscious mind is going in and undoing it. And today, oh, Dr. B said something that was really wonderful. I'm so glad he said it because I often wondered about this. You know how you do tapping? And I learned this like back in the 1990s, 1997, 1998, how to do tapping. And I just remember, you know, you would say, I deeply love and accept myself, even though I'm having difficulty, da 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 da. Cancel, cancel, delete, delete, neutralize that. Okay, so when you're saying I deeply love and accept myself and you're tapping that in, I often wonder, why do I have to say that? That doesn't even sound right. That I'm tapping in what I don't want, you know, the part I don't want, and then I'm coming back saying something positive on top of it. I shouldn't even be tapping in the part that I don't want because I'm putting it into that meridian point. And I often he said it today. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And there was a couple other people that saw it and they said, yeah, I often wondered about that too. So there's always this little thing, just because we got taught something maybe years and years ago doesn't necessarily mean that that was the truth at that of the way that we were supposed to learn it. It could have simply meant that maybe this wasn't the right way we were supposed to learn this or put this in or creative learning this. So now it's all about I remember one time when I was tapping, I just said, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I just tapped it in. I didn't go in there. I love myself, even though if I don't blah blah. No, I want my subconscious mind to automatically get that. And I'm so thank you, Dr. B, for bringing that up. Um, Shout out to Dr. B. Um, so I really, really appreciate when he said it because here I am at age 57. Is 20 something years later. Somebody finally says, oh, and that never made sense to me. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. So I want you to take that time to really write it out. Write out what you're breaking the contract with so you can visually see it and then say it. Say it out that I do not consent to this anymore. I do not consent to this timeline energy. And I do not consent to the looping timeline pattern energy of it. If it keeps coming in a pattern. A lot of times we do learn our lesson, but sometimes what happens, the imprint of that energy is so deeply ingrained in this, we still have to kind of go in and dig out where else is this timeline anchored into. Is it still anchored into your 11-year-old self? Did you watch your mom and dad fight over money? Is it anchored into your 21-year-old self when you moved out and you barely had any money but because you had to make the rent and you had to make sure you had this? Did it anchor in at the time when you were married and you guys were struggling to make ends meet and didn't have, your home and everything was on the blink, you lost your electricity or water was going to be cut off and things like that. You want to look at those timelines. Where is that? And just simply say you don't consent to it anymore. And then if you want to take it and tear it up and just see that timeline being dissolved as you're tearing it up, saying, I'm just neutralizing this out of my life, neutralizing it out of my life. I'm transmuting it out of my life. I'm deleting it out of my life. I'm canceling it out of my life, whatever that is. You can do it even on situation. Now, I've already told you what the power of the number 9 is. I've talked about the power of number nine, how you can put a nine on a person, place, thing, or situation, and you circle it. Okay, that number nine is powerful. I fell in love with the number nine when I had to use it against my ex-husband, and that number nine followed him until justice was served. It followed his ass. And I said, damn, that's a powerful thing, the number nine. So you can nine anything. You could just nine it and be done with it. Nine it and be done with it. Nine it and be done with it. Okay. Um, but those are some of the things I want you to look at. And then as you are looking at these next few days of this portal energy that's available to us, really think about what seeds are you planting? Are you planting something for your future? Is it a business thing? Is it moving? Is it marriage? Is it finding a right partner? Is it building a practice? Is it product line? What is your passion? What is it that you're feeling called to do? And then jumping out there and doing it. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to jump into this medicine part. And I'm going to do the first read of the consciousness of what we want to know. The consciousness. So the first one. This is going to be from the medicine. This is from the mystic shaman. So we're going to go through the mystic shaman. The shaman, what is the shaman seeking? What is the message for the consciousness of the shaman? Our inner shamans. What's the consciousness, inner shaman message for all of us? Welcome to Be So Light. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana, as well as Priestess Macabre. Here we help you claim your light. You step into yourself. I am the vessel for the spiral light healing codes that I work with. I teach it, and I've written the books. That was so many of them. See, an illusion. I knew it. I said, wait a minute, that's an illusion. Something else still down there. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're going to do animal. Now we're going to talk about the message from the water. Now we're going to get a message from the crystal beings. Now a message from the plant people. I like this when the plant one shows up. Now we're going to get a message from the shaman dream. What do we need to look for in the dream world? Now we're going to get a message from the angels and the ancestors. And how is this activated? All right. All right, here we go. We have Wild Woman, number 62. The Wild Woman. What is the Wild Woman showing us? Wild Woman. What is the wildness of the divine feminine showing us? number 62. Then we have the whale spirit, number 65. Trust a great mystery. The whale spirit. Trust a great mystery. The water is telling us, Lady of the Lake, intentions. I conjure magic, number 7. I conjure magic. I love that. The crystals are all about self love, and we're talking about using, I think, this cobalt calcite. And this is card number 4. The plant medicine is, I love this, is clarity, and it is bilberry, number 9. Bilberry is good for the eyes, helps with night blindness. And then we look at the shaman. Oh, fools embrace transmuting pain. We got this the other day. That one came back up, transmuting the pain. And then for the angels and ancestors, the wise one, grow within your current situation. So, what is your situation? We have the elder with the owl, the raven. What's the current situation that you need to look at? And here is the activation, the crystal skull, wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. Love it. This is really, really good. So that is the read for the consciousness of what we are, the messages. It's a really good reading. It's really nice. The wild woman is that energy, what needs to be released. I'm also going to go ahead and do an extra layer on top of it because it is the 1111. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, wild woman, what does she need? What's the medicine from the wild one? What's the message? The Lady of the Lake, what's her message also? Animal Kingdom, what's another message from the Animal Kingdom? Crystal, that's self-love. Plant medicine. Wise one, what's her final say? Who's partnering up with her? And then the Fool's Embrace, what is the message with that? And then after the skull activation, what is another part of the activation that we should look into? All right. So the medicine, oh wow. So the wild woman also has water, number 61. So weird. I mix these up and I'm like, what? So water is the emotions with that. We have the well spirit, and then the one next to that is 50, which is rhino spirit. Overcome any obstacles. Trust in the great mystery. I love it. Such a good message. So we have one in water, one in earth. Then we have in the water, we have Lady of the Lake, number 7. And then we have Goddess Detachment. I choose me. Wow, look at her. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Perfect. Then with the crystals, we have the self love, and then be the light bringer, the candle quartz. By the way, I love candle quartz. It is an awesome candle to work with. And then we have with the clarity, enthusiasm, and that is going to be deal. Clarity and enthusiasm. Then from the wise one, oh, actually, after fool's embrace, we have the jewel web connectivity. Ooh, I love it, connectivity. And then the last one, wise one, look, she has a warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. Be fearless and stand strong. I love this. And the last part of the activation with the skull is going to be right on. Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Love it. All right, lovelies. That is the message for this 11:11 time. You still have time for on the West Coast to keep working that 11:11. And remember, we're in this energy for a good 72 hours, that at its peak to its highest point. And then we're just going to kind of keep working with it and cultivating with it and going through our changes. Be aware of the things that you need to change. Step out of that and step into yourself. Step into your truth. Step into your light. Be the breaker of the pattern. Break it. If it's going to end with you, it's going to end with you. Break it. Break the patterns. Release the patterns. Be done with the patterns. Okay. All right, lovelies. It's been my pleasure to be here to share with you with the consciousness of energy layout. And I really like this read. It's a really good read. I'm going to hop over to my Instagram and put together a quick wheel. And then I'm going to enjoy the rest of my time for me. No means no. It is a complete sentence. Yes means yes when it feels divinely aligned. Otherwise, don't do it. If you are in doubt, do not do. There you go. All right. Much love to all of you. Be so light. Bye.